G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'll be giving you my round 7 tips. But before we do that, we're going to jump in and review how I went in round 6 game by game like we do every single week. Before we jump into this one guys, if you could give the video a like and hit that sub button. It takes 2 seconds, it's completely free and I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I post NRL tipping videos every single week. There's also other content that comes out on the channel. If you're an AFL fan, you do get an AFL tipping video every single week as well. So yeah, super excited to jump in and show you who I've backed in for round 7 and how badly I went in round 6. Let's go. So round 6 saw the Dolphins defeat the Panthers 30 points to 12. Obviously, I said that there was a chance the Panthers would lose this game, but I did not see it happening. I did not think that this Panthers side would lose 5 in a row. That is just insane to me. So, yeah, I genuinely thought Penrith would get up for this one, but the Dolphins were incredible. Hammer back to his best. They look so good. Credit to them. They deserve that win. Next game, first of the Friday night games, the Dragons defeat the Titans 38 points to 16. Really strong win for the Dragons. I thought this was one of Clint Gutherson's not as good games, but you know he still came up with some big plays. Tui Pilotu scored, I think, 1 or 2 tries. He was incredible. Val Holmes probably had one of his better games of the season. Like everybody sort of stood up here. I will say David Fifita was incredible for the Titans. He looked really good, but the Titans, it's like if the Titans go well, David seems to have a poor game. If the Titans go bad, David Fifita seems to be like the best player in the NRL. Like that's how I see it anyway. But yeah, disappointing result there for the Titans, but we get that tip right. Next up, I backed in the Broncos in the second of the Friday night games. They did lose to the Roosters. Credit to the Roosters, you know, understrength side once again. They got the job done. They looked bloody good in this game as well. Broncos, very disappointing. There's a lot of question marks around the Broncos. You'll have one week where they're incredible. The next week they don't look like themselves. This was one of those weeks, considering in round 1 they flogged the Roosters, put 50 points on them. So, yeah, just complete opposite what we saw on Friday night there. So disappointing stuff there for the Broncos. First of the Saturday games, I backed in Cronulla to beat the Sea Eagles. I didn't think either of these sides were all that good. Obviously, Sharkies got the job done, but yeah, this is definitely a game that I just thought it was scrappy, and yeah, either side could have won this game, and I wouldn't have been like, oh, that was an incredible win. Both sides came out of this. It was pretty disappointing from both sides, in my opinion. You guys might have differing opinions from me, and that is absolutely fine. But please let me know in the comments. Obviously, I backed in the Rabbitohs to win by 8. The margin was ironically 8 points. But it was to the Cowboys. So the Cowboys got the job done here. Look, I'm not too worried being a Rabbitohs fan. It's disappointing to lose, absolutely. You obviously don't want to go into a game thinking you're going to lose. That's why I back in the Rabbitohs every single week. It might be a tip wrong, but at the end of the day, I need to show that I'm positive about this side. Now, we had Cody Walker out. We had Jamie Humphries out. Our first 2 choice halves out for this one. There was other players out. Graham, Tyrone Munro. We had a forward out as well. We had Ravalawa out. Obviously Cam Murray hasn't returned. He probably won't for most of the year, if at all. Look, a lot was against us. At the end of the day, this is still a game I thought we could win. We didn't, and credit to the Cowboys. Cowboys came to play. They looked incredible. They just put it all together. Well, they actually looked terrible in the first half, and then sort of put it all together in the second with a better completion rate. But just got Drinkwater. I thought, mixed bag. He had a good second half, poor first half. But yeah, Cowboys, they're a tough team when they want to be, and they wanted to be on Saturday night. So good win for the Cowboys. Next up, I backed in Raiders to beat the Eels. I actually had the Eels to win this game to start last week. And then obviously I've commented and said I'm changing my tip when Lomax got ruled out. Thank God I did. Because Lomax is not making a change to this Eels side. Yeah, Raiders incredible. Good win for them. Next up, Storm against the Warriors. Obviously, we're tipping Storm here, and Storm were up 36-0 in the first half. Crazy stuff. They then took off Hughes, and I think Pappenhausen played 20 minutes of the second half. Warriors did win the second half 14-6, but outside of that, like Storm, Storm, just so good, man. They are just so good. Storm and the Bulldogs, I think, are the two teams to beat this year. I don't think it's all that close, to be honest. So, yeah, credit to Storm. Great win. And then to wrap up the round, I took the Knights to beat the Tigers. This was disappointing. I thought Newcastle would come in to play at home. You know, I thought they would have wanted a massive bounce back after being kept to nil last week against the Bulldogs. They're actually lucky the Tigers didn't keep them to nil. It was a lucky try from Fletcher Sharp at the end of the game that actually got 4 points on the board for them. They probably should have been kept to nil. The Tigers were incredible. Newcastle were disappointing. We move on to next week. All right, round number 7. We've got Thursday night football. The Manly Seagulls taking on the St. George Illawarra Dragons. This is an interesting one. Now, 82% are tipping Manly. I do think there is a world where the Dragons win this. If we look at the stats here, Manly have won 2 of the last 3 games. The Dragons have actually won more games that they've played against Manly. So they've played 36. Dragons have won 23. Manly have won 13. I don't know how. I generally don't know who wins this one. Obviously, this game will be at Brookvale, I believe, unless they've just it's a Manly home game somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it'll be at Brookie. Manly should win this game at Brookvale, but I would not be surprised if the Dragons did win it. This is so tough to tip. So tough to tip. I'm going to tip Manly, but I'm not confident about that one. All right, Bulldogs against the Rabbitohs. This is a massive test for the Rabbitohs here, obviously. Doggies have won 5 in a row. Good Friday clash is always full of passion. This is a great rivalry, the Good Friday game. I love to see it. It is one of my favourite games of the year, especially as a Rabbitohs fan. Absolutely love it. I think this one will be gritty. It'll be tight. It'll be close. Obviously, I'm backing in the Rabbitohs. If we look at the stats between the two, we won last year, controversially. I know, still won. And then the Dogs won the year before. That was where the Rabbitohs struggled that year as well. But we also had both sides had players out for Origin, I believe. So it was a bit of a scrappy game. And then we obviously beat the Bulldogs 50-16 in the game before that. So, obviously backing in the boys there. I think we can get the job done. We'll get a few players back in. Campbell Graham should be back, and so should Taito Munro. So pretty much the back 5 looking pretty much locked in to how we want it now. I'm pretty confident about us, at least competing with the Dogs. So I'm happy to tip them. I do think we can win. I always think the Rabbitohs can win. I always go in with a positive mindset. I reckon we can. Margins and try scores. I will do all that at the end of the video. So stay tuned for the end. I'll do all that at the end. But make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe. As I said before, guys, please hit that like button and subscribe. 2 seconds. I'm sure you'll love it here, guys. I'm generally a nice guy, so surely you do it just because of that. All right, next game. Second game of Good Friday. We've got the Dolphins against the Storm. I reckon the Dolphins will keep it relatively close for most of the game, but I think Storm run away with it at the end. So I am backing in Storm there. Fun fact, this is now that the Dolphins have beaten the Panthers, Storm are the only team the Dolphins have not beaten. Crazy stuff. All right, next up, we've got the Warriors against the Broncos. This is over in New Zealand, I believe. I better actually check where these games are being played because I've got a feeling that some are changed. You have a look. That is at Brookvale, the first one. And then, Go Media. So, no, they're not changed. That's good. So, Warriors and Broncos. Realistically, this is a game the Broncos should win, but I'm actually going to go the upset here. I'm going to tip the Warriors to beat the Broncos. I know it's a bold pick, especially after the Warriors got dusted by the Storm this week. But going back home to New Zealand, I think the Warriors can get the job done there. I'm going to back them in, and I think it'll be a very close game. But I do have the Warriors getting it done just. Next up, we got the Roosters and the Panthers. Obviously, they played earlier this year with the Roosters, won 38-32. Panthers have won more games when they've played the Roosters. Panthers have won 28, Roosters have won 21. They've played 49 games in the NRL. So, this is a battle of the bottom, to be honest. Roosters got a win over the Broncos, which was impressive. And realistically, the Roosters, I think, probably have every right to win this game. But I'm going to back the Panthers again. I know it's crazy. I'm going to back them real close. I'm going to say a 4-point margin there. I'm backing the Panthers in because I just cannot see this side losing 6 in a row. I said the same thing last week and the week before and the week before that. But they've got to give one week. They've got to give 1 week, surely. So I'm going to back the Panthers in. I don't know if this tip will come through because this is generally so hard to tip. But definitely think the Roosters have every opportunity to win this game. But I'm backing the Panthers. I think they get it done. Titans and Raiders. The Raiders have won all of their last 3 games against the Titans. Raiders coming off that massive win against Para. Titans were very disappointing last week. I think Raiders probably do win that one, but at Gold Coast, I can definitely see that game going either way. So we'll see what happens. Knights against the Sharks. Interesting game here. The Sharks have won 2 of their last 3 against the Knights. The Knights have a better for and against record. Sorry, not for and against. Head-to-head record against the Sharks. But I can't tip this Knights team now. Now I backed them in to beat the Tigers. They were horrible. I think the Sharks win this one. I probably think they win it somewhat comfortably. And then Tigers and Eels. The Eels have won 2 of their last 3 games against the Tigers. They've actually been pretty dominant when they've played the Tigers, winning 30 of 48 games played. But this Tigers side is different. I can't see the Tigers losing that one, so I am going to back them in on Easter Monday. All right, let's go through these tips once more. I'll give you a margin and I'll give you 2 try scorers. So, Manly Seagulls to beat the Dragons. I think that one will be a 1-12. I reckon it will be somewhat close. For try scorers, for Manly, I'm going to go Olakau'atu to score. And for the Dragons, I don't think Tuipulotu is fit to go. If he is, I'm backing him in to score a try. If he's not, I reckon Val Holm crosses in that one. For the Bulldogs and Rabbitohs game, obviously Rabbitohs 1-12. I'm backing in that one. And then I reckon Latrell scores. He's got to score soon. I'm backing him in to score there. And for the Doggies, I hate that I think he'll score. And now, you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to go Critter. Stephen Crichton to score there. I think he'll cross for the Doggies. All right, next up, Storm Dolphins. I think Dolphins will keep it close for a good portion of this game. Storm run away with it, so I'm backing Storm 13+. I think we will see tries come from Xavier Coates and Jermaine Asako. 2 wingers. I know it's a lame punt there, but that's what I'm going with. Warriors and Broncos. Obviously, I'm tipping the Warriors here over in New Zealand, 1-12. I just have a feeling, look, and I'm going to go off vibe this week. I'm going to go a bit off vibe, not so much tipping the favourites. I'm going off vibe. I'm vibing the Warriors. I reckon Warriors get the job done at 1-12. Tries, I'm going to say, come through. What's his name? Leia for the Warriors, and surely Reece Lightning scores soon. So I'm going to go Reece Walsh to score for the Broncos. Panthers to beat the Roosters 1-12. Not confident about that whatsoever. I'm going to go Jenkins to score for the Panthers, and for the Roosters, I'm going to go James Tedesco. Surely Jimmy gets a try in that one. Titans and Raiders, obviously Raiders. I'm going to back in 1-12. It's at Gold Coast. I think that should be a pretty close game. I know the Raiders tailed up Para and the Titans got tailed up, but I do think this will be a relatively close game. I'm thinking like a 28-26 scoreline. I think we'll see tries come from Xavier Savage and Phil Sami. For the second game on Sunday, I am going to say Sharkies win this one I'm going to say 13 plus. I don't know about this night side, hey. I'm going to go Sharks 13 plus. I'm going to go Mulatalo to score for them. And I'm going to go a little smoky here for the Knights. I'm going to go Thomas Cant to score for Newcastle there. Tigers and Eels. Tigers 13 plus. I think they win and win big in this one. And I'm going to say Jerome Luai gets a try in that one. And for the Eels, I'm going to say Iongi scores for them. All right, guys, let me know your tips down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks, guys.